Fans of The Last of Us gaming franchise responded to the release of 2020's Part 2 entry with a notable intensity. The developers at Naughty Dog strategically edited the trailers leading up to the big drop in order to omit characters from certain scenes and preserve the twists. So when players finally got to experience those surprises, the reactions ran the gamut from high praise to death threats launched at co-creator Neil Druckmann, Naughty Dog's co-president and head of creative. With a remastered version now coming this January, Druckmann reflects on the rollout of the original game with EW. The release of The Last of Us Part 2 was a deeply emotional experience for all of us at the studio, and we're so proud we could tell the story we wanted to with it. Druckmann writes over email when asked about those fan reactions. It's ultimately up to fans to decide what does and doesn't stand the test of time, but in the years since its release, we've been continuously blown away by the outpouring of love, support, and acclaim for a game that means so much to Naughty Dog. Seeing fans intensely react to the story as more and more continue to discover it, and we hope that includes many more with The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, is a wonderful reminder of the power that the stories we tell can have, he continues. The impact players have told us these games have on their lives continues to inspire us as we work on future games. And what an impact it has been. After winning 5 BAFTAs, 8 Game Awards, and dozens more accolades from various critics groups with the first entry, Druckmann returned with a formal sequel. Joel, voiced by Troy Baker, had slaughtered members of the Firefly's rebel group in order to save Ellie, Ashley Johnson, even though it meant snuffing out any hope of developing a vaccine for the zombie-like virus ravaging the world. 5 years later, the pair are living a peaceful life in the Jackson, Wyoming, community while dealing with that aftermath. Then, a mysterious woman by the name of Abby, Laura Bailey, commits a violent act, which sends Ellie on a vengeance-seeking mission to track down those responsible. The story is coming back into the zeitgeist with The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, coming January 19th. Now optimized for the PlayStation 5 console with new visual enhancements, DualSense support, updated accessibility options, and faster load times, the game comes with a slew of bonus materials for players to enjoy. Think of it like a Criterion Collection release for a video game, Druckmann says, calling the no-return mode the highlight of these features. The roguelike survival mode will throw gamers into familiar settings from The Last of Us Part 2 while allowing them to play as notable characters, each one offering a unique skill set. Ian Alexander's Lev is spotted in the announcement trailer. When asked if new characters introduced to The Last of Us world through the HBO series might show up in No Return, such as Melanie Lynskey's Kathleen or Jeffrey Pierce's Perry, Druckmann says no. Especially given that Perry and Kathleen feature in the Part 1 portion of the story, there's no intention to add them to No Return, which is built around a roster of characters from Part 2 that we're excited to share with fans soon, he says. The remaster also comes with new behind-the-scenes material, such as Lost Levels, which allows gamers to play through rough cuts of deleted levels that didn't make it into the final game. Think of these as levels left on the cutting room floor, says Druckmann, who is a fan of film behind-the-scenes featurettes. These sequences, like an extended party scene in Jackson that offers more insight into Ellie's life in town, aren't intended to just let you play through an early in-development version without context. Embedded in each one are interactive elements that will offer developer commentary from our team about the intention of the level, what was going on in the sequence, and ultimately why it was cut. Offering even more insight into the original game's development is the director's commentary feature. Fans will be able to hear newly recorded commentary from Druckmann, the game's narrative lead Hallie Gross, and actors Baker, Johnson, and Bailey that will play over the main campaign's cutscenes. Druckmann notes how this feature offered us a chance to really dive into the making-of process with in-the-moment reactions and observations that are intrinsically paired with the experience of playing the game.